G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for being here and watching my content. I really do appreciate it. Scotland versus Argentina. Yeah. Yes, English referee Karl Dickson is very triggered happy to say the least. By the way, the game is still going when I'm recording this. It's like 80 something minutes into the red. Tuipulotu just got a yellow card. And yeah, maybe the score will change in a minute, but I need to start this review because the All Blacks game is gonna start soon. So Karl Dickson, I would like to say that he's a pretty decent referee in terms of knowing his laws, but he's just way too trigger happy. He issued, how many yellow cards did he give out this game? Let's have a quick look at the 5 yellow cards and a red card this game. It's actually really ridiculous how trigger happy this guy is with the cards. I think obviously the big one is the red card. Creamer, one of the highest players that have been one of the highest penalized person in the World Rugby today, gets a yellow card. He went in for a clean out on Jamie Ritchie. Bicep hit on top of the head, red card. This is very identical, in fact, to an incident that happened between Scotland and Australia, where, what was his name? The number 5 from Scotland. What was his name? Gilchrist. Where Gilchrist smacked, I think it was McDermott on the face, and then it was downgraded due to mitigating factor that it was a bicep hit to the face, not a direct shoulder hit. So it was downgraded from red to yellow in that incident against Australia. But for this one, Karl Dickson seems to not have watched anything else or got update from World Rugby with the law. He issues a red card, despite it was a clear hit with the bicep. So yeah, that really kind of ruined the game because it's just such an inconsistency from the referees. And I thought that was really poor decision. And that basically kind of pull a nail in the coffin for Argentina. Argentina was able to heroically held on for a very long time, but eventually was not able to hold out till the end. And so with that being said, I do have to say that Finn Russell is absolutely amazing. Absolutely spectacular and amazing player. He really, just about every try the Scottish team was able to produce resulted in, was originated from a Finn Russell play. He just, the way that he can, see the game, the way he can analyze the situation in front of him, and just combining that with just his sheer athletic prowess, he's just able to again and again send people through for tries. It was just unbelievable. Finn Russell, he's not the fastest player on the field. He's not the biggest player on the field. And in fact, some people might even say that he's not very good at defending. But just the skill and the intelligence, the rugby intelligence that this guy brings onto the field, really just unbelievable. His performance this week is by far, in fact, last week as well against New Zealand, is by far the best performance I've seen from him for many years. I can't remember the last time he was this damn good. And, looking at all the 5'8" in the Northern Hemisphere, I have to say Finn Russell is probably the best. He was just so good this game. The way he able to dummy, just the way he plays was just absolute pleasure to watch. It was so beautiful. It was like art in action. It was unbelievable. And pretty much every try, so yeah, Argentina just scored. So pretty much every try that the Scottish team scored was Finn Russell's doing. It was just absolutely a magician on the field. Another player that was incredibly good by the Scottish team was Tuipulotu. Absolutely immense this game. Just the way he's able to hit through the gang line again and again, being able to find himself in the right positions. He's not a big player himself, but he's just able to break through the gang line really effectively and creating space out wide for his wingers. Unbelievably good as well. I thought he was second best on the field today. And the one thing I have to criticize about the Scottish team, I've talked about this in the past, the 4-pack really not clinical enough and really not good enough. Is especially there was one period where Scotland was against 12 players in Argentina. Argentina had a red card and 2 back-to-back yellow cards. So despite against 12 players, the Scottish 4-pack were not able to assert the dominance and get the not really able to assert any dominance over the Argentina pack. And in fact, during that period where the Scottish team had to play against 12, both teams scored a try. So they was able to let Argentina score a try during that period, which I thought was a little bit embarrassing to say the least. And definitely to work on that. The 4-pack was not good. And I thought the Australian guy, Dempsey. He was. I didn't think he's that great for the Scottish team, to be honest. Last week he got a yellow card, and during that period he throws a poor pass where let Argentina take an intercept essentially. It was just. I thought the 4-pack overall was quite poor for the Scottish team. So that being said, the Argentinian side was able to hold on for a very long time. Like I said, there was a period where Argentina was down to 12 due to 2 yellow cards. Karl Dickson was extremely trigger happy in giving out yellow cards. Repeated penalties, he's giving out yellow card. There was another incident with the clean out where it was just super soft. Like, I think it was Johnny Gray was on the ground. And I think Lavanini goes in, cleaning him out when he was like, was it Lavanini? No, it was the other guy, I think. Somebody else. Basically, like, the other lock. Alemano goes in, hits him very lightly on the head, very gently. And it was not a yellow card. He said he did downgrade that from a red, but still really, really soft yellow card. There was a bit of a push and shoving between the two teams, and no punches were thrown. There was an incident, and there was a lot of push and shoving, one of the incidences, and the referee issued 2 yellow cards, one against Jamie Ritchie, and the other one against Thomas Gallows, the loser prop, just for starting the shuffling, the pushing. So again, super happy to give out yellow cards. These referees nowadays thinks that they are the most important player on the field. They run the game. If you dare look at them sideways, they will just issue a yellow card against you. I really didn't like that. That's a bit of a push and shoving. Not really that big of a deal. There's no need to issue 2 yellow cards, one on each team. I thought that was, especially when this was the first time the two teams broke out in such a big push and shove incident. You should just give everybody a warning and let the game carry on, because it really didn't affect anybody. Nobody threw a punch. Again, really, really poor from the referee. I thought, I thought overall, outside of the referee being super, trigger happy with the yellow cards, he thinks that that's his business cards being handed out to everybody. I think, outside of that, overall, I thought it was pretty consistent with everything else that happened on the field. Really a shame, inconsistency is probably the worst thing, because a lot of these things, Tuipulotu, like I said, just before I started this, got a yellow card for lifting over 90 degrees, puts a player down. The player didn't land on his head or anything, landed basically flat on his back, and then the referee says, the fact that he's lifted over 90 degrees, still a yellow card. I mean, it was really poor. Like, that was a penalty at least. If he had landed on his head, you might say that's a red. But it was just really, really soft. Really no danger in that, Tuipulotu gets a yellow for that just before full time. Argentina looked like they finally able to squeeze out a try at the end. Let's have a look at the match stats. So 8 tries to 4. Scotland really able to pull away late in the game after Argentina kind of got worn out with being one player short. At halftime, the scoreboard was only 19 points to 15. The red card was given in the first half, so Argentina was able to hold on for quite a long time before the game started blowing away. Halftime, the run meters was 326 to 98 against to Scotland. So Scotland was well ahead, and again, Finn Russell was able to just breaks through the gang lines again and again and again, setting his team through. Just brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And also, when it comes to the kicking game, Argentina was visibly losing the kicking game. The Scottish team was able to just really pin the Argentinians back and able to like counter attack. You know, get the Argentina to put out like a poor a poor return kick, and I was able to like easily counter attack from that as well. So yeah, really ping Argentina down quite a bit in that regards. Half time. So yeah, full time 708 run meters for Scotland, 295 for Argentina. So at half time, Scotland already beaten 21 defenders, and full time 37 defenders beaten, and Argentina merely able to beat 11 defenders for the entire duration of the game. Yeah, that tells you how much pressure the Argentina was able to put under the Argentinian side. Turnovers conceded, 13 against Scotland, 10 against Argentina. Tackles, 136 made for Scotland, 11 missed tackles. That is really, really, really good for Scotland. That's like, you know, probably some of the best Scottish defense in a long time. Argentina, on the other hand, with a player missing, understandable, 135 tackles made, 37 missed tackles. Michael Cheika would not be happy with this stat. So yeah, as you can see, kicks in play. 18 kicks for, let me make this a bit bigger. Can we make this bigger? Yep. So as you can see, 18 kicks in play for Scotland only, and 29 kicks for Argentina. So Argentina was really getting pinned down by the Scottish team, and it was struggling to get out of their own half. So a lot of the kicking to the Scottish team, they just kind of ran the ball due to like poor pressure from the kick chase. And and that's why the run meter is so high as well for the Scottish side, because they were just able to freely run the ball back, really not getting any pressure from the Argentinian chasers. The set plays overall, two lineouts lost for both teams. At halftime, Argentina lost 1-0 for Scotland. Scrums, one scrum loss in the first half for Scotland, and that is it, and it was much better. Like I said, the Scottish scrum was under pressure. Even with the player in the bin, they were still looking like they're under pressure. I was really disappointed by that. You shouldn't be struggling against 7 players in the scrum. They lost one in the first half, but with the red card in the second half and the reserves coming on for Argentina, the scrum was better for Scotland, and still not really able to get too much out of it. No penalty tries or anything. I thought the Scottish 4-pack was pretty soft. Penalties count, like I've mentioned. The halftime overall penalties conceded. 5 penalties conceded for Scotland and 3 penalties conceded for Argentina. So not many discipline issues, but Argentina had a 1 red card for the bicep clean out. Should have been yellow because Scotland had a yellow the last time they did this to Australia. And then in the second half, 5 yellow cards in 40 minutes of game. Yeah, 5 yellow cards in 40 minutes of rugby, mate. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I don't know what else to say. This is Karl Dickson is bit too trigger happy in those things, and the consistency is really just not there. So let's quickly go through the tries. So a minute into the game, Argentina gets a penalty, respecting Scotland taking the 3 points right away. 10 minutes into the game, Finn Russell, absolutely amazing. 10 minutes in the game, takes the ball. He takes it on the gang line. Double pump. One hand fend off a defender. The other hand back flip. He did this a lot this game. Just backhanded flip like this. Like backhanded flip, offload to Tuipulotu. And he just ran this beautiful inside line. Carved straight through. Looking a little bit forward. But the fact that his ball came out of his hand backhanded, so I guess he's fine. Look a little bit forward. But still, Tuipulotu carves straight through. He steps the defender under the post, gets tackled in line, but still puts the ball down. First try on the ball, 7 points to 3 to Scotland. 15 minutes into the game, Argentina gets himself in the attacking position, putting pressure on inside the Scottish 22. A little bit of what's his name? Carrera's trying to jab the ball behind, and he gets stopped. The Scottish player kind of stopped. I think Finn Russell stops with his foot. He tries to pick the ball up, drops the ball, so Argentina gets the ball back, and then just spread the ball out wide. What's his name? who was it that scored a try? Yeah, anyway, the Argentina winner gets the ball, goes in for the first try. 7 points to 8, Argentina. Boffelli was not able to convert this one. So, 22 minutes of the game, this is the incident that happened. Creamer, bicep clean out, should have been yellow. Referee, inconsistent. Glenn Young. Oh, yeah, it was Glenn Young. It wasn't Gilchrist. It was Glenn Young that had a yellow card against similar clean out, bicep clean out. And, Scotland was gotta get a yellow card for this one. Really, really poor decision there. 24 minutes into the game, regardless, Finn Russell, again, doing that little double pump dummy. He was able to draw 2 defenders doing this after taking on the gang line on the against Argentina. And then again, backhanded offload to Van der Merwe. Van der Merwe look like he juggles the ball a little bit. He catches it. Too big, too strong. Pumps the ball down for the second try for Scotland. 14 points to 8. On the 27th minute, Finn Russell once again, just a little dummy. Again, a little dummy, and then draws an extra defender. Nice little offload again to Gilchrist. And there was just space out wide for the Scottish team. It was like 3-on-1. Van der Merwe gets the ball. Looked like he tried to self this try. He should have passed it, right? He takes on the game line by himself. That was really, really bad decision by Van der Merwe. He gets tackled short. And, luckily, there was a quick ball. He was able to pop the ball off the ground to Darcy Graham, who pumps his legs through for the try. That could have been a missed try right there because Van der Merwe tried to self the score for himself. A bit of a poor display there for Van der Merwe. 19 points to 8, and it was looking like the game's gonna lose. Argentina's gonna lose control of the game. But just before halftime, Argentina strikes back, gets a penalty, sets up a line out. Just the ball. They go for a maul. The maul gets didn't go well. They just kept crashing, pick and go, and eventually Alemano pick and go through for the second try for Argentina. 19 points to 15 halftime. So at this point, you're thinking it's still in it, Argentina. The 19 points to 15, not completely out of the game yet. Second half into the game, it starts immediately. Finn Russell again, just so good. Another just dummy slips through a defender. Another backhanded offload to Stuart Hogg, and Stuart Hogg runs free. Passes to Darcy Graham, goes into the corner for another try for Scotland. A minute into the second half, 24 points to 15. 28 minutes into the game. So what is it? Johnny Gray was also on the ground. He gets hit on the face. Really, really solid. Like literally, what's his name? Lavanini. What's his name? Was it Alemano? Who was it? Yeah, Alemano was like just walking into him, basically. Gets a yellow card for that. Very bad referee. And then immediately after this, the Scottish team go for a line out, go for a maul. Illegally claps in the maul. Lavanini, another yellow card. So 2 yellow cards back to back. And suddenly Scottish team was up 15 players to 12. So 3-player advantage. They go for a scrum. And they didn't even get a penalty out of this scrum. The ball goes out. And Argentina was able to force a knock on and save themselves from a try despite having 12 players on the field. This was looking really dangerous. And 2 minutes later, the Scottish team was trying to keep building attack inside the Argentina 22. Like I said, Dempsey tried to throw a pass where he didn't need to. Goes completely loose. Gets picked off by Alemano, who runs free. And then nice little offload to Boffelli on the inside. Goes in for the try. So Argentina actually strikes first with 3 players off the field, believe it or not. So sure enough, 2 minutes later, Scotland finally breaks free. They were just building advantage inside the Argentina side. Sure enough, there was way too much pressure for 12 players to handle. Eventually, they get advantage for offside. They just spread the ball out wide. Stuart Hogg, a flat ball to who was it? Stuart Hogg flag ball to Pelotu in the corner, goes in for another try. 32 points to 22. And then on the 62 minutes into the game, bit of a push and shoving. Referee wasn't having it. Way too much. Jamie, what's his name? Jamie Ritchie and Gallows gets yellow carded. And 67th minute into the game, Sanchez missed a touch from a penalty. Tuipulotu, very good counter attack, absolutely carved up down the sideline. And then the quick ball comes out. A few phases, Finn Russell grab a kick to behind. Redpath runs in, gets the try. 73rd minute. Some reason Jamie Ritchie was able to get back on the field before Gallo. So this was really weird because both players were yellow carded at the same time. But anyway, Scotland had a line out. They go for a more, despite having an extra player, Jamie Ritchie, they did not able to get the more try. But the ball comes out. Finn Russell, again, pinpoint accurate, flat ball, laser focused, straight to Stuart Hogg, punches straight through midfield, try time, 45 points to 22. 70th minute, another line out, another more for 77th minute, line out and more, and then the Scottish team wasn't able to get through. The ball comes out, just spread the ball out wide. Darcy Graham hat trick into the corner, 52 points to 22. And then in extra time, Argentina, I wasn't watching, but I think Argentina finally was able to try to get a consolation try 82 minutes into the game. Anyway, guys, I gotta go watch the All Black game. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys a bit later for that review. Cheers.